By you saying it's 3 words. 1, 2, 3. 3 words. It goes a little something like this. You Cajuns will know it, or you Tigers will know it, that's for sure. Hold it, Tiger. You were challenged 3 weeks ago as a fan base. You were challenged 3 weeks ago from your head coach, and him basically coming out and telling you, if you want to go be elite, this is the way of the world. You responded. You didn't really, some of you did take no for an answer, and that's okay. You don't like the way of the world. It's your money. You can do whatever you want with it. I can't tell you what to do. Your mama can't tell you what to do. Your daddy can't tell you what to do unless you're under 18. Listen to your mama and daddy. But nobody can tell you what to do. And what's interesting to me is that this place can be special. It is special when it's headed in the right direction. Now, I try to come out here every night and say something for an hour each night, completely sitting here writing down thoughts, questions, concerns about what we're going to talk about tonight. But one thing is for sure is I'm damn proud of you, man. I'm damn proud of you. The reason I'm damn proud of you is because this place had a choice. The choice was simple. Do you rally behind a head coach? Do you rally behind a program that needed your help? Do you do that? Will you say, hey, enough is enough. We see everybody else doing it. It's time to get involved. Or the second choice that you had is, hey, man, Brian Kelly makes $10 million a year. He can figure it out. He can figure it out. It's not what happened. The first happened where Brian Kelly challenged you. Hey, man, he didn't say this, BayouTraditionsCollective.com. Basically is what he should have told you, but yeah. Then he gave his own million. Then a donor just said, okay, that's what we got to do to be elite. Well, all right, BK, I'm going to match it. And then there's already some other rumblings about somebody else getting involved. And now the train starts turning. This place can be special. It is special. Anybody that tells you that LSU, when everybody is rowing in the same direction, cannot be special is a buffoon and an idiot. You know, I thought about this today. If you're Brian Kelly and you go out to a podium and you say, hey, we need money, there's got to be a thought in the back of your mind. Well, what does this fan base really think about me? What does this fan base really think about what we're building at LSU right now at the current moment? Because if they put their money on it, they expect results. That you challenged them. Well, are they going to get behind me going out there and saying, hey, I need your help or not? You did. Check mark on the BK thing. Some of you knew and now know and want to be elite. You don't hate Brian Kelly, really. If he has the dudes, can he lead you to a national title? He said he's keeping receipts, and we'll see you at the national title. His words, not mine. Okay, well, let's go try and do that then. You've been in coaching way longer than I have. What do you know that I don't? Well, here's what I know, Blake Ruffino knows. I know that you have a second-year quarterback coming back. I know historically when that happens, outside of this year, historically when that happens, good things happened with teams. Really good things happen with teams. Now, you could say, well, Blake, what about this year? What about Bryce Young? Well, then I'll just turn right around and say, well, what about Jaden Daniels? What about J.J. McCarthy? What about all the other guys that were drafted? What about Caleb Williams as a second-year, first-time starter, then going into the draft? There are a lot of things that we can say. This place is and can be more special than it already is. Blake, what in the blue hell are you talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is, I don't know if all of you have seen this, but a donor matched $1 million that Brian Kelly is raising. Guys, let's go. Speaking of that, I did talk to Jared today over at Bayou Traditions. We had a very bad planning situation happen here. We have a win bar here. Okay? We're going to get it customized. I completely forgot that next week was Christmas. We are going to prolong. So we're going to do the drawing this week. Doesn't matter. We'll do it on Thursday. Going to get that customized for you. The winner will find out what we're doing for them. Give $100 to the collective. We'll put you in the chance to win in that raffle I showed you last night. We got your names down. We're ready to go. You were met with a challenge, and by God, you absolutely destroyed it. You 1,000% destroyed what we're doing. We got a long way to go. We got lots to talk about tonight because Destin Hill transferred in. What does it mean for receiver? Obviously, and we've talked about this, you and I have not been able to talk about it much. We got to talk about Nick Anderson. Zachariah Branch enters the portal. Well, we'll talk about that as well. Eric Singleton. There was a report out today about Eric Singleton. We'll talk about the receiver room. Other things that we need to touch on and talk about. Arguably, and in my humble opinion, the guy that you should have got for your number 2 tight end and Terrence Carter committed to Texas Tech. And Texas Tech is spending money. They don't care that you're an SEC school. They're spending money. They got it. They are spending it. So you do need to go get another tight end. So we'll break that down a little bit. We'll talk a lot of portal and some additions. Look, man, it's a new way of the portal. Content for weeks, man. Content for weeks. Either in the playoff or, hey, man, what are we doing here? Oh, and yeah, that women's basketball game did just finish not too long ago. The LSU Women Tigers did just absolutely curb stomped Seton Hall. Good. We were watching it during the game. Michaela Williams, 3 threes. Had a massive game. Really, really good game for her. We'll also talk about LSU and Baylor tonight. We have not really been able to dive into the bowl game, and I feel like, look, we'll be off on Tuesday. We'll be off on Wednesday. I don't know what we're doing on Thursday of next week. So with Christmas being here, we might not get to chat a lot over the next couple of days. So we need to get to LSU to Baylor before the new year. We will. All right. Let's get to it. Lots to get into, but I greatly, greatly appreciate all of you for all of your help. I want this place to be elite, man. I want this place to be elite. Alexander Taylor says Destin Hill, a depth piece. We'll talk about this. I don't know if I characterize it as that. I think the young man has an opportunity here to do something. Can he do it? It's going to be a question. He's got years. Older player, at a car. He definitely has the traits. Here's my humble opinion. The younger players at wide receiver that I have seen versus him, he's better than all of them. So I don't think Kyron Billiot's better than him. I don't know what Jelani Watkins is. And we'll go down this receiving core. I mean, what are him and Tyrone Francis, another car kid? I mean, how does that check out? You're going to probably go and try to get another player from the portal at wide receiver to get your 3. And probably try to get the guy that you think that can be your number 1. Dane Bergeron says, good evening, Blake. It looks like LSU is filling some critical holes in the portal. They are. I still think they need an offensive lineman or 2. Now, we talked about Mason Murphy last night very sparingly. Mason Murphy did commit to the Auburn Tigers today. So the big right tackle out of USC is going to be an Auburn Tiger. At least you don't have to play him. But you got a lot of depth and a lot of what the industry called talent at that position. What's up with Braylon Moore? We're probably going to have to talk about that too. So we'll talk about portal additions, depth pieces. We'll talk about the bowl game. Guys, I'm serious. I know you guys are probably like, oh, man, this is a bowl. Just a bowl game. But I think it's massive. Alex129 says, is it time to call Sage Ryan back? No. So I got this. Me and Carter had our discussion last night. I thought it was interesting from everybody that was in there and even in the clip video. The comments I thought were interesting in the sense of that I think that we got to talk about the secondary too. So we'll just do this. We'll make a whole segment out of that one too. So we'll talk wide receivers and secondary. Probably need to make that one a whole segment in and of itself. So we'll do that. Good point. Hill is another Hilton. It's about health. Very much true, says Carvis. Very much true, and I agree. Brandon Reese says having a 6'4" Anderson on the outside lined up against shorter corners would be a mismatch. Yeah, and then what do you do with Green, Tradez? It's a whole different conversation. And look, I don't care what Bauer Sharp's. What do you do with Bauer Sharp? Is another question in and of itself too. The kid's got speed, man. The kid can run. He's a good athlete. He can run. The question I have with him is, can he block on the end line of scrimmage? You need another tight end. So there are a couple more pieces that you need here. So you have 8 commits. Brian Kelly said that they'll be at or about 12. So that means that you got 4 to go. Hypothetically speaking. So about 4 to go. Do you ramp that number up to 15, 16? Not sure. I could see it, though. I would think that LSU's goal is to be done with the portal right now. Finish out the year in the portal, get everybody you want, and then spring, unless something spectacular happens, let spring be spring. Let spring be spring. That's what I would assume is what they're trying to do here. John Bro says, great to see us killing it in the portal. Coach Brian Kelly ain't messing around. No, he's not. No, they're not. Nor should they have been. They don't have the choice. They legitimately don't have the choice. They got to it's got to be that way for them. Got to be that way from them. I mean, truth be told, and talking about the secondary earlier, does Delane move to safety full time? I mean, who's going to be a boundary? What's up with Ashton Sampson, PJ Woodland? I think that you may move Delane to safety. I think ultimately it's probably what you're going to have to do. Now, Bayard was on campus today from South Florida, and we'll talk about him as well. But we'll see, man. We'll see. It's going to be really interesting. All right, let's get to it. Where is everybody watching from tonight, by the way? Where is everybody watching from? 225-985-335 or 337 225-504. Where you at? Let us know. All right, let me get rolling. Let's take a quick break. We got a lot to discuss. Everybody do us a favor. Hit the like and share to all those groups if you are on Facebook and all those social media pages. You're watching us, listening to us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, notification bell, wherever you listen to podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. We're back in just a moment. Stay with us. Tons to discuss. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way for you to wager on all of your favorite sports, contests, events with the first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews for all the news for each league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, college sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports information for live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head on over to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50, to receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, betonline.ag.
He will sell your house and find you a new. Well, Tyler's the man, he's here for you. If you want to buy or sell, well, it's not too late. Dial 955-0008. Just call 955-0008. Y'all call Tyler, he'll shoot you straight.
Louisiana is unique. The food, the festivals, even the bugs. No, not mud bugs. Unwanted bugs like these. The ones you don't want crawling in your home or business. Trust the Shield from J&J Exterminating. We've been protecting Louisiana homes for over 50 years, earning the trust of our clients because we deliver what we promise. Protect your home from pests. Get the Shield from J&J Exterminating.
J&J Exterminating.
J&J has protected Louisiana homes and businesses for over 60 years.
Call him today, make the pests go away. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
All right. So, interesting news. I know it's been trending throughout the day, but it's interesting for me to see guys that I probably a lot of me and you watched growing up. Mike Vick going to be the next head coach at Norfolk State. How about that? Good for Mike Vick. You know, if this were a couple years ago and Mike Vick had not, changed his life and the PR world that we live in, this, might have some issues. But Mike Vick has completely changed. At least it seems that he's changed himself. So good for Mike Vick. Excellent player. Going to be interesting to see how Norfolk State looks, especially on what Mike Vick wants to do offensively. But you're not here to listen to Norfolk State. Let's talk about the portal. So today, LSU got some news from Destin Hill, the wide receiver out of Annacar, went to Florida State, had some playing time in 2023 at Florida State, played and appeared in 10 games. Didn't register a lot of stats, had 6 catches, 87 yards in that bowl game. He did make a ridiculous catch along the sideline that people remember against Georgia, even then in that blowout. He got to play some there when a lot of guys had opted out, got injured. Now he's coming to LSU, a guy that's had a rocky start to his career. Very, very rocky start to his career. You can't deny the explosiveness. You can't deny the catch radius. You can't deny some of the things that Destin Hill does with the football in his hands. It's pretty much undeniable. We've seen him in spurts, very small spurts, of what he can do and what it could look like. Problem is that he hasn't been getting on the field, 2023 being his first year, then 2024 getting hurt. What do we make of him? Now, could there be a situation where Destin Hill is a dead piece like it was brought into the chat earlier? Maybe. He very well could be that. But you're taking a shot and taking a risk and seeing if this young man can come in here and that he can develop and that he can play and make an impact for you. We're going to find out, and we're going to find out quickly. But I do think that there's a lot of upside here. So even though he's an older player, he's not really had a lot of experience, which could be a bad problem. Could be a very bad problem. He was expected to be one of their top receivers coming into or one of Florida State's top receivers coming into the year, but he can't get ready, gets hurt, can't play. Probably wouldn't help Florida State, but it is what it is. You're taking a flyer on a kid, but in reference to even talking about the negatives of what he brings in, there are always things that I personally, just an opinion, don't have to agree with it if you don't want to, I want somebody that has some production because at least I know that they've gotten on the field. We've seen what they look like in small spurts. Destin Hill, however, I don't really have a lot of that. 10 games, 6 catches, running the ball a lot, really not getting a lot of action. We'll have to wait and see. Do I see the athleticism? Do I see the raw talent? Yeah, everybody sees it. He reminds me, honestly, of a guy and receiver that you would see out of New Orleans, just being absolutely athletic. Can he put it all together is the big question mark. It's a flyer on the kid. You're not taking him to be your number 1, 2, or 3, maybe even 4. You're just hoping that he can come here, develop, learn, blossom, and do what he needs to do. That's what you hope. That's really, really, really what you hope that he can come in here and do. So we'll see. But LSU is still on the search at receiver for I don't want to say a bona fide number one, but a guy that can come in here and in games and in moments be that guy for you. Nick Anderson is still out there. We mentioned him last night. We didn't get a lot of time to talk about him. But, man, in the age of the portal, anything can happen at any given moment. The excitement during the weekend has faded as the trip to Baton Rouge ended. It is interesting. I think that Nick Anderson, it would appear at the current moment, is making some decisions. Let's wait and see what his decision may be. I don't question anything in the portal anymore. I don't question kids doing anything in the portal. Money is money. So where I think that LSU has more than done everything that they need to do, and if you ask me, I would say that I would trend one way, that being one way. I never have full faith in it. Ever have full faith in it. Things can change in an instant. But I know where LSU sits. LSU feels like they are going to be good there. What happens at the end? You're going to win some of these and you're going to lose some of these. Let's talk about the actions of a guy like Nick Anderson and what we've been seeing in reality around college football. Well, A&M was the team that LSU had been battling of late for Nick Anderson. A&M came out today and started getting guys in the portal. They're going after more. Either number one, they're not waiting on Nick Anderson, or number two, they are just saying, listen, we need a lot of receivers. And so we need to replenish that, and we'll take as many as we can. It seems to me it's of the actions of what they're doing, more comes on the line, even reaching out to Zachariah Branch from just industry sources out here, that you're still going after guys. If they're still going after guys and they're getting guys committed, what is their feeling on Nick Anderson? That's the question that I have. I'm not on the A&M side of things. I don't know what's going on the A&M side of things and what they say. But I do know that is their actions. And it's going to be interesting to see how A&M plays it. They even went after and are going after Concepcion. I think Bama, A&M, a lot of teams are in that battle right now. He's at Colorado on a visit, the wide receiver out of NC State. Why are you still going after guys if you think that you've landed Nick Anderson is my ultimate question here. So we'll see. We're monitoring it. I think a lot of us feel like we're on Nick Anderson watch at the current moment. And I think a lot of you, at least earlier this morning, said, does Destin Hill affect a Nick Anderson? No, it doesn't. Because you're taking a flyer on Destin Hill. If you're really expecting Destin Hill, if you're the LSU staff, which they're not, but if you feel like Destin Hill is going to come in here and be a number one, we got some questions that we need to get answered. I don't think that it's that. So we've talked about Nick. His name's been floated out there. Let's see how they close this thing. They close it. He announces we're all good to go. But Zachariah Branch from USC just entered the portal too. And Eric Singleton is still out there. I don't feel that you are in the running for Eric Singleton, if I'm being real with you. I don't. It's not enough. The buzz is not there. Not yet. Now, if you miss Anderson and you need to go get a number one, Eric Singleton can be that guy. We'll see. But I think Ole Miss basically is saying that they're going to do whatever they need to do to get him to be in Oxford. So a lot of receivers out there, a lot of money being spent at that position. Receivers are making the money right now. They are easily and clearly making the money right now. That is for sure. So it would seem that LSU has reached out in some capacity for Singleton. I don't know where they're at with that. All I know is what it seems like is going on there. Zachariah Branch is interesting because it's a dual thing here. His brother and him. Then take his brother and him. Because, quite frankly, quite frankly, I think the kid is special. I really do. You should know of the special capabilities that Zachariah Branch presents. Go back and watch game 1. Remember all those screens that they threw to him that lit yo ass up? They guys, literally USC beat you because of those screens. You give up a penalty, then you have a bad kickoff, then return guy. He returned it. He called the screen. He got them to score, basically. He can change football games. Love of football is a question mark for him. Does he love football or does he love fame? What does he love? That's a big question. But Anderson, Branch, Singleton. Got to land one. You got to land one. You have a lot of guys that are at or under 6 foot. If you're asking me, I think Anderson's got a massive upside here. Massive, massive, massive upside here. Receiver's interesting because you add in Destin Hill today. You have Aaron Anderson, Chris Hilton, Xavier Thomas, Barian Brown, Watkins, Billiot, and Francis. And Philip Wright and others that are there, but I don't know if those will be impact guys or not. It's a very fast room, man. The room's got serious speed. One thing that LSU is going to have a receiver next year is outright speed. You have a quarterback that wants to throw it long. So what did you do? You went and got him dudes that can flat out run. Garrett's got to be more accurate in his deep passes. He's got to be more accurate down the field. If he can work on that, if he can be better there, you got speed. You can go 4 verts 5 times a game and go find it. You're an explosive team. Problem with being an explosive team is if you can't run the football, it really hurts. You figured that out this year. So you got some serious speed. I think you need somebody that can go over the middle and catch a pass. That's what I think. I think that you need a guy that against a playoff team in Texas last year, I think you need a guy that you can throw up a fade route to, and he's going to big body, or as somebody, my cousin said today, like we have a pause. I was going to say Nick Anderson was going to big back somebody, but hold on. Y'all want to hear something crazy? I was talking to some cousins today, and they were talking about all the food that they're looking forward to eating at Christmas. And my man went in there and said, I'm going full big back. Full big back. Now, I don't know what kind of food that y'all eat on Christmas. I don't know if it's a lot like Thanksgiving. But I got some family members out here, and I don't know if I disagree with them. When mama gets to cooking, big back season comes. And if you want to diet during Christmas and Thanksgiving, you're a loser. It's time to go full big back. Full big back. I have no idea what it means. I have a pretty good idea of what it means. Go full big back. Yes, sir. I think you need a guy that can go up for a fade route and catch a ball one-on-one with the game on the line. That's what I think. So we'll see. Reshaped, revamped, repurposed wide receiver room is what you're going to have here. Tons of potential. Tons of potential. Guys, Aaron Anderson, Barian Brown, Xavier Thomas, Chris Hilton, Francis, Billiot, Hill. If you land Anderson, you got some guys in there that have the potential to be elite. Really, you do. If they can put it all together, you're taking a risk. You really are taking a risk. But, man, can certainly have some you can certainly have some you can be explosive there, man. You can be explosive. You got weapons. So if Garrett gets more precision and understands timing and where he needs to go, you have weapons. You can go make some shit happen. So, yeah. So I've seen this a lot today. I was not going to put this in the notes, so this is going to be a little bit on the fly. We'll talk about this too. Let's talk about DBs, because last night we talked about Mansour Delane, and I think that he's a big ad. I think he's a big ad because you know that he can play corner or that he can play safety. It's interesting about DB right now that I have with this team. So you have Ashton Stamps, you have PJ Woodland, you have Jordan Gilbert that probably will be coming back. You have Deshaun Spears. I mean, the perception is that DJ Pickett would come in here and be a day one starter. I think that that's what everybody has assumed that he'll be. I'm still in the camp of like, look, man, we put too much on these kids. I hope and think that he can. Let's go see it happen. The question that I start having right here is very simple in your secondary. So let's not even talk about corner. Let's talk about the whole thing. So you'll have Delane, you'll have Pickett, you'll have Jakeem Jackson. What do you do here? Like, look, regardless of what we want to say, I mean, I don't know if they're going to start off the season and Ashton Stamps isn't out there. The kid's a 3-year starter, basically, 2.5-year starter, whatever you want to label him as. What does he develop into a year 3? Can Jakeem Jackson, who's a highly talented guy, what can he come in here and do? We all feel that Pickett could come in here and play corner. At least that's what the vibe around him is. So then what do you do on the top, or one of the top DBs that just entered the portal in the lane when you went and got him? What does that mean? I think he can play safety for you. I think ultimately a guy that's played that position, he can play it there if he wants to. I think him being on the boundary is better for him, which then makes you need to go back out there and get safeties. If there is a situation where you need him to play safety, I'm like, okay, then you have your plan. The plan that you're trying to execute, I see the vision. I see Stamps. I see Pickett. I don't like boundary corner is a question, because what can Stamps develop in a true freshman? You're always going to have questions about true freshmen. If you put Delane back there, this guy with a lot of snaps, a 3-year starter with experience that's played safety. And guys, quite honestly, I don't care what anybody tells me. I've seen him go up against prolific passing offenses. The ACC is trash. You're right. It is trash. It's not trash offensively, because Cam Ward's probably going to be selected second in the NFL draft from a quarterback perspective, and Syracuse threw the ball all over the place, and it didn't matter because this kid can cover. He can play either one of them for you. Can even play some star for you. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. I don't know. But he's got that capability when you need him to. If DJ Pickett does come in and he is a bona fide guy that we think he can be, okay, sounds good. Sounds good. If he is that, then you don't have to put Delane at either boundary unless something happens with Stamps or whatever. You can put him in a true free safety role. And if you want to move Jordan Gilbert down to strong safety, have at it. I don't know if you should, but have at it. Then you have a star position that you got to fill. And I don't know if that's Javian Toviano. I think we're going to find out in the bowl game really what they think there. Now, they brought in Bayard. I'm going to call him Tall Bayard because I'm really bad at saying his first name. But the USF transferred the safety. We've seen him go against Bama and be very physical at safety. We'll see. And we'll find out. Bayard committing here or not committing here, I do fully feel will give the answer of what they want to do with Delane. Bayard could still come here and Jordan Gilbert be out. It's fully what can happen here. So I think you need safety help. I think you need safety help more than you can breathe right now. Now, Zachariah Poyser committed to Miami today. Massive miss. Massive miss. Because it's one position need that you really needed. I think that you were on Poyser from the start, And look, you've hit on a lot. So if you've hit on 8, you've missed 1, you hit 8 on the 9 targets that you've gone after. It's a very damn good rate right now. You've even flipped some guys, and I'm just going to keep it alone, but there's a lot of guys that Ole Miss wanted that you got. A lot. Yeah, a lot. Way more than half. Way more than half. So, yeah. Ooh. Breaking news coming from the forum. Breaking news coming to the forum. If you know what I'm talking about, if you know, you know. Hayes Fawcett of On 3 just reported that Sydir Mitchell, isn't this an interesting name? Will visit LSU tomorrow and Thursday. Boy, y'all got to get to the message board. AYSSnetwork.com. I've been hinting this to you all throughout the 2 weeks. We talked about it yesterday. We talked about it yesterday on the show. Think you're about to get a new DT. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I have no clue. Maybe. You might be about to get a new DT that Bo recruited. So, safety, still an issue right now for me. If you put the lane there, it's not. So that should make you feel better. Star, you need somebody there. What can Javian Toviano do? What are you going to do there? Do you put Bayard there? It's a big question. All right. Let me take a quick break. We'll finish. So there are some other guys I want to talk about in the portal, and we're going to talk about the bowl game here for just a moment. There are some other guys that LSU is targeted. Sydir Mitchell was someone we talked about last night. I'll get to him. And some others that I think that LSU needs to go after. I think we need to talk about tight end. So let me get to a quick break. When we'll come back, we will get to it. Stay with us. Guys, you might know my good friend Carol Falls and all the great service that he provides over at State Farm. He is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates as well? Along with the great neighbor service, State Farm agent Carol Falls has surprisingly great rates for everyone inside the state of Louisiana. So call him today at 985-395-4300, 985-395-4300 for all of those surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to the State Farm underwriting requirements. Guys, I want to talk to you about our good friends over the Drake Williams Law Firm and Drake Title Company. Are you facing tough times due to an injury from a car accident, navigating the complexities of divorce, or purchasing a new home? At the Drake Williams Law Firm and Drake Title Company, they understand the challenges you're going through, and they are here to help. The lawyer team of Ernie Drake III, Ryan J. Williams, and Summer Vignair, along with Morgan Daniels, have the experience and proven track record to give you that peace of mind. Give them a call today at 985-386-7600. That's 985-386-7600 to schedule a free consultation at their brand new office located in historic downtown Ponchatoula. They're also doing a special, the AYS special. If you're refinancing or closing on a home in Southeast Louisiana, request the Drake Title Company to handle your closing. If you mention Blake Ruffino and AYS, you're going to receive a $400 discount on title fees. Again, give them a call at 985-386-7600. Let them know that Blake Ruffino sent you on by.
J&J has protected Louisiana homes and businesses for over 60 years.
Call him today, make the pests go away. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Let's do it over. All right. A couple more guys, and I want to talk about this bowl game briefly because we're not going to be able to talk about it a lot. And your boys actually got to go to a wedding on New Year's Eve. Yeah. My wife's cousin's getting married on New Year's Eve. I don't even know if we're doing a post game. We will do a post game. Just might not be at the normal time, but we are going to be doing a post game show. You best believe that. All right. A couple other guys that LSU is targeting in the portal. Mitch and Sydir Mitchell on our message board, ayssnetwork.com/forum. Go over there. Greatly appreciate it if you do. Ask me anything. We talk about it. Let's do it. Sydir Mitchell, the Texas defensive tackle, 6'6", 350, is very interesting to me. Now, yesterday let's back up. A week ago, Sydir Mitchell came out and said he was entering the portal. Then a couple days later, he came back and said, no, I'm not entering the portal. Not entering the portal. Then yesterday, he entered the portal. So sounds like that there was a tug of war with him and Texas here on, hey man, you say you want me? If you don't want me, I'm gonna go. No, we want you, bro. We're gonna figure it out. Okay, then I'm staying. Oh wait, you forgot about me? See ya. So yesterday, when Sydir Mitchell entered the portal, I quote tweeted this and said, after saying he wasn't entering, now Mitchell has. Interesting. Side-eye emojis. So we talked about this on the message board. Not a lot of production. A big-time space eater. He doesn't have the stats, guys, because he's nothing but a big-ass space eater. Pause. But he is a guy that is hard to move at the line of scrimmage. I trust Bo Davis when it comes to defensive line. That's where I lean with this. Bo Davis doesn't go to Alabama. He doesn't go to Texas. He doesn't go everywhere he's gone and have massive amounts of production, Bama included, and not no DT play. Sorry. Dude knows what he's doing. If he thinks that he can come in, and he's a guy that he can make you go into an odd man front. I want to make this very clear here. Sydir Mitchell coming in could easily be a nose for you. 6'6", 350. That can move a little bit. That can actually move a little bit. He's got some oomph in him. So he's going into his second year. Played sparingly, came in here and there. I mean, he was a space eater. He was a depth piece for Texas. He comes in here, and I just got to say, man, I love bringing a SEC playoff national title contending guy that you recruited there for them to bring them in here for you. The depth at defensive tackle right now is insane. Purely and utterly insane. You bring in 4 defensive tackles, okay, that Bo Davis can use, mold in his image. Maybe 2 of them enter the portal, maybe 2 of them don't. But if he gets to 2 of them, if he hits on 2 gems, you're going to have guys here. Now you have Jacobian Guillory coming back. He is a depth piece. Jacobian's not an every down player. You have a 5-star in Don McKinley. Now going into year 2, after the last thing that we saw from Don McKinley was getting 2 sacks, what does Bo Davis build him into? Zion Williams is a freak, man. The kid is an outright beast. That's the freshman that you just signed. Brian Kelly was asked at signing day, hey, who's a guy that you can think that can be a day 1 start? Zion Williams. My man didn't budge, right? Like he did not budge. And basically what he was telling you there too was, hey man, here's the truth. We got pushed around up front. You did. A&M, Alabama, interior defensive line got pushed around. Complete mulligan for me with Bo Davis. I've told you this from the beginning. It is what it is. Didn't have time and money to do what he needed to do. You go and get this kid. Now, the production doesn't necessarily scare me away with him. It doesn't scare me away with him because I'm not expecting him to be somebody that comes in here and has 45, 50 tackles in the season. I'm expecting him to line up and knows if you need somebody, and Jordan Jefferson from 2 years ago, and just eat space. Like, hey, man, they're going to run the football right at us. We're going to get some beef. Sorry for the vernacular that I'm using here, but you get what I'm trying to say. Let's go get some beef. So, yeah, and wouldn't you know it, just as we're in the middle of the show, Nick Anderson has popped. So hold on. Let me do this. I got to do this. Nick Anderson just committed. Let me get to a quick break. We're coming right back. We'll talk about Nick Anderson committing. Stay with us. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way for you to wager on all of your favorite sports, contests, events with the first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews for all the news for each league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, college sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports information for live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head on over to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50, to receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, betonline.ag.
He will sell your house and find you a new. Well, Tyler's the man, he's here for you. If you want to buy or sell, well, it's not too late. Dial 955-0008. Just call 955-0008. Y'all call Tyler, he'll shoot you straight.
Boom! 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 Hell yes! Yes! When you give to the collective, this shit happens. We literally, 20 minutes ago, went to the break, and we laid out guys that we needed to go after. I said, give me the guy, Nick Anderson, that can be the big body wide receiver that can catch the ball, contest it in the red zone to beat Texas, to beat a playoff team. Boom! God, yes! Sweet Mary alive. You gotta love it, baby. You gotta love it. It's the freaking portal season, man. It's the freaking portal season. So let's get to Nick Anderson very quickly. Let's talk about him. So, Nick Anderson out of Katy, Texas, the ex-Oklahoma wide receiver, 6'4", 215, is committed to LSU. Anderson had 38 catches 2 years ago for 798 yards and 10 touchdowns. Big-bodied wide receiver, 6'4", 215. We've seen him in prime situations. We've seen him in playoff-worthy games type of situations. The kid has made big plays in big moments. Had a freak injury going into this past season, played in one game, didn't play the entire year. But his redshirted freshman year came in here and did absolutely everything that you expect a guy like him to do. The dude was Dylan Gabriel's real favorite target. I know that you talk about Stoops, but he was a part of a group, and Stoops, Farouk, and him, that he bursted onto the scene. And if Brent Venables just actually had a pulse of knowing what he was doing, they could have been a Big 12 title or a Big 12 winner. They could have been in Texas's place last year and been in that playoff because they beat Texas. They were a good team. Just couldn't overcome some deficiencies. Injury, yes, it does concern me. I would tell you that it was per LSU that, look, man, we examined it. We talked to him like, hey, man, how's the ankle? How's the arm? How's the back? How's this? They were good to go. They think that he's probably and arguably the best receiver on the board. Outside of Barry Brown, who was up there too, this might be the number one wide receiver that's on the board. BK is cooking right now. So now that we look at this wide receiver room, guys, you're dangerous. Nuss has got weapons. Nuss has some serious weapons. So you bring in Nick Anderson, who we just discussed, who has production and can play. Now, Aaron Anderson is a part of that. So you got the Anderson brothers that going into a money year have shown that they can play in the SEC. Well, I say the SEC, but, man, look, man, it was still big. Caught the game-winning touchdown against Texas. So guys that can play. You have Barry Brown that comes in here, and man, you got explosiveness. I could see you in some former situation having Barry Brown, Aaron Anderson, and Nick Anderson. That's a dangerous combo. What do you do with Chris Hilton? What do you do with Xavier Thomas and Destin Hill? You got dudes. You got dudes. Because this is a special run right now that you're on. It's a special run. It's a massive get for the Tigers. Massive get. And I think Destin Hill, Jelani Watkins, what does Tyrone Francis do? Right? Like, what does Tyrone Francis do? Whew. Nuss has got weapons. Can you protect him is going to be a big deal. LSU going after a center, too. And Braylon Moore, who we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But I think you're going to fix your center issues here. And a guy who was a teammate of a LSU commit from the portal. So you have multiple guys that have shown at high-profile, big-name schools that they can be highly productive. I think Anderson is just touching – I don't think Nick Anderson has scratched the surface of what he can be. Really, I don't. The comp coming out of him in high school was Mike Evans. So if that's the case, I think Mike's a little bit more of a freak athlete. I think he's a better blocker. You get your big body wide receiver. You got tons of speed and somebody that can go over the middle and has the body, has the frame. You're probably going to get a little bit bigger. I think he can put on 5 pounds and get to 220, and he's not going to lose the speed. Kid's a freak, man. Great hands. I was talking to Mike Detillier about him last week. Me and Mike were talking about him on Mike's show, and I agree with Mike. Detillier believes that he's got strong hands. He high points the ball better than a lot of people that he saw in college football over the last couple of years, and that he just makes contested catches over and over again in tight man-on-man coverage. And that's what if Detillier believes that, you could see it on film. I think it's a really, really, really big deal. A really, 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 really big deal. So, big addition. Massive addition for the Tigers. Massive addition for the Tigers. Wow. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. It's a big deal. It's a very, very, very big deal. So BK's moving, man. BK's moving. I love everything about it. We were going to get to the bowl game, too. Your thoughts. We had some Super Chats in here. Let's get to a couple of these Super Chats. Probably going to have to miss on the bowl game. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, you know what? We'll punt on the bowl game. Send in thoughts, questions, concerns. We'll do an Ask Blake here. We'll pivot. Dane Bergeron with a $5 Super Chat says, good evening, Blake. It looks like LSU is feeling some – oh, we talked about that one. LaVor Lee says, boom, shakalaka, NBA James days, Blake. I don't know if we need to be talking about LeBron right now. I think it's a bad time. And what Charles Barkley said, I think it's a bad time. I think it's a bad time. Yeah, I think it's a bad time. But, LaVor, I do agree with you on this. What I agree with you on, it's a really good run. It's a really good run. And, yeah, I forgot about Kyle Parker. You're right, Alexander. I forgot about Kyle Parker. Just don't know. I don't know. We're going to have to see with Kyle Parker. We're going to have to see. Green back at tight end. So, yeah, we can talk about tight end. Max Clare is still out there. Kamari Anderson from Kentucky. Colin Webster would be the next guy that I go after from Charlotte. Guy's a freak, dude. Dude, I'm going to – this Colin Weber guy from Charlotte, I was sending every connection that I had today, I was sending them Colin Weber film. The Charlotte dude, the tight end, I do think you need another tight end. I don't like the blocking aspiratics or however you want to call it. I don't like that for with Sharp and Green. I don't like it at all. Maybe Trey Daz can work into something. I don't know. I still think that you need another tight end. This kid, Colin Weber's a dude, man. 6'6", 260, 271. Blake, that's an offensive tackle. You're right. He doesn't look 271. He could shred down. He could get to like 260. Freak and a hell of a blocker. Dude is he's man. Guys, let me tell you this. This Colin Weber kid from Charlotte, we play teams every year from the FCS every year. This dude's out there pancaking them dudes every week. Dude is a freak. I do think that Bama's all over him. I would go after him. He's the yang to the yin of Bauer Sharp. He's the yin to the yang. So yeah, man. I would definitely continue to go after tight end. Cameron says, why didn't we target the ULL tight end? I think we talked to him. I think Texas Tech's out there spending money. So in reference to that, look, the weapons that you have overall, I do think you need another tight end. And I consider a tight end a weapon in the blocking game too, or in the run game. You bring in Nick Anderson, Aaron Anderson, Hilton, Thomas, Brown, Parker, Watkins, Billiot, Francis. It's a hell of a squad, man. It's a hell of a squad. I think this Colin Weber kid can flat out play. Bauer Sharp, Tradez Green. You have weapons. You have weapons. Bryce Kuhn, our good friend, I'll be on his show tomorrow, I believe, or Thursday. I know when I'm taping it. I just don't know when he's publishing. But he says BK is cooking. He's the Bayou Gordon Ramsay. BK right now is the Bayou Gordon Ramsay. Killing it. Destroying it. Desmond Matthew with a $5 super chat. With a $5 super chat says, any update on Jacoby Matthews coming to LSU? Not that I've heard. Not that I've heard. He's definitely an option out there. He's definitely an option out there. I don't know, man. I think Jacoby got to do some things, man. He got to get himself right. He got to get himself right. If he can get himself right, he can play here. He took some bad advice, man. Some very, 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 very bad advice. Let's see here. We had some questions. Jason Brumfield says, what about the Grambling linebacker Jones? I'd take him in a heartbeat. Guys, what is the status of Harold Perkins? I mean, if I'm Harold Perkins, I'm literally going back to the edge position. Literally. With that being said, I don't know. Does he want, is he negotiating stuff? I don't know. I know I thought he could do good things at inside linebacker. He's too undisciplined. That's the truth. Parker's not good in the running game, and he's too undisciplined. Project's over. Project's over. So, yeah. All right. 8 o'clock was the men's basketball game. We're going to get out of here a little bit early. Till tomorrow, man. Big get. Nick Anderson's a big deal. A very, very, very big deal. Can catch the ball. High point it well. I said catch the ball. No shit. He can high point the ball well. He can make contested catches. Just an outright beautiful thing. Outright beautiful thing. All right. We'll see y'all soon. Y'all have a good night, man. Peace.